we're getting ready to get started here. I appreciate everybody jumping on this morning. Happy New Year. And so we're gonna juggle, Bobby, if it's okay with you. I was going to bring you up first, but Daniel is somewhere down in Mexico, and him with his family, and so they're going to be picked up here and within 25 minutes to go to the airport or whatever. And I know Daniel's been kind of emceeing a meeting in Canada this morning. I know the Canadian team has a big kickoff today. So anyway, hey, but guys, listen, we have a great program this morning. It's going to move real fast. We got myself, Jill, of course, Bobby Peterman, the Chief Marketing Officer for the company, incredible person. And then Daniel Prolo. And so I appreciate all of you being willing to share this morning, and everybody else plugging in. Hopefully you've gotten to where you can maybe take some notes. And we're here at the office today, but we normally would be in our meeting room on our HD camera or whatever, but we've got PFSU class that we've now started back up, and they're doing it here at our office is one of the locations here in Mississippi. Hey, I want to real quick congratulate all of the new RVPs that we're promoting. The folks I noticed, people getting watches and rings and diamond movements, meaning that your income has increased to 100K. So anyway, just congratulations on that. Of course, Mike, my brother, 1.5 million this week. So proud of him and Amy and their family. I see my nephew, Connor Man, Mike's son is on there, doesn't have his camera on. So, but anyway, we appreciate, proud for all of them. I think my son, Tommy, I see Tommy, my son's on this morning. But anyway, you just think about the comp and what's happening in the company. It's just crazy. What's happening, the growth and everything. I remember saying in November that December was going to be our biggest December ever in history. And actually it's one of the biggest months the company's ever had, period. But anyway, it's just incredible about that. And then, if you look at, matter of fact, I was looking at our hierarchy numbers. We recruited 225 more than last December, over 300,000 more in premium than last December, over 3.5 million more investments than last year. I think we're closing in on fixing to be a 2 billion. 34 million in assets under management, and the hierarchy. I know one of the things, I thought last weekend was great. Mike's event on January 2nd, where he and Glenn, knocked it out of the park, and just looking at where the company is. And of course, the last 2 days, we've had our senior leader meeting. It was a virtual event. It was really the first one of its kind, really a whole new technology. And so anyway, that was awesome. And as a matter of fact, they shipped us our binder of everything that's everything that's happening in the company and what we're positioned to go do. And I know Bobby's probably going to be talking about kind of say the company and some of the things that they're working on. But, it's just really something to see, thinking about a new year. 2020 was a pivot year, and it was great, or maybe it wasn't great for some people. But you know what? I know our pastor, Dan Hall, who's also a business coach too. But our pastor said last Sunday, and I thought he made a great point. He said, even if 2020 was not the best year for you, I know it was a lot of change and all the stuff that we've been going through. He said it's still valuable even if you weren't able to do what you wanted to do from a business standpoint, a growth standpoint, it's valuable because you can learn from it. And had we not gone through that, then you would have made some of the same mistakes this year. So it becomes part of your journey, part of your, the fabric of life that you look back. And I look back at even the tough times in my career that I didn't feel like things were going right or whatever. When you persevere through that, I know I said years ago, I've never persevered that I didn't break through, and I've never broke through and regretted persevering. And, I just think that I look back on those tough times and it becomes a precious gold. It becomes precious gold. You couldn't buy that. I wouldn't sell it because I learned so much during those times. And so anyway, right now, let me just say this as we start to kick off here. 2021, I believe, is going to dwarf 2020. Now, we're better. We're more prepared for where we are, and we've gotten a lot of this. A lot of us have been a little bit slow internalizing the new, the technology and all that. We've had to get up to speed, but we're doing that. And I look at so many of our leaders that have been around a long time. We were a little bit slower than maybe some of the younger people, but I think everybody's getting it now. Everybody's getting in that rhythm of what we need to go do. And what we're doing as a hierarchy is we're going to do what we've been doing, and that's just building broad-based leadership to where when you think about our hierarchy long term, your mind will be barraged with the thought of how many leaders we've got on this team and what's happening. And we just want to create that environment where people, just like I did years ago, I found home. I found home here that I could plant my flag and go out there and get it done for my family, and just a safe place to go out there and build a company within a company. And so anyway, so we're going to be going the next 80 minutes now. And like I said, I've already talked about who's going to be sharing. Let's go ahead. If it's Bobby, and I don't know if you heard me, but maybe is Daniel, are you on? You should be able to unmute yourself. Daniel, are you on?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm here. Yep.
Okay, buddy. So let's see, are you going to be able to be on video, or are you just going to be audio?
I'm on video as well.
Okay. So, well, let's see. I guess we need to pin him. Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead, Daniel. We appreciate you sharing, man.
All right. Thank you so much. Sorry about the time lapse. I just got off another Zoom with our Canadian group for Ontario. We had over 2,000 people that were on there, and we're really excited. I know Glenn spoke to the crew over there, and and you said it perfectly, poised it perfectly. 2021 is going to be a way better year than 2020. Now, some of you are probably thinking, you know what, 2020, some people won, I didn't. Well, I'm going to start off and tell you a story. It's called the story of the apple, okay? And this is how it starts. This man goes into hunting for, deer, gets lost in the forest. All of a sudden, after the first day, he's thinking, oh man, I'm hungry. Second day, can't find his way out. He gets really, really hungry. He starts saying, oh man, please, Jesus, I need to get out of this forest. I'm starving. I'm never going to make it out. I need to get out of this forest. I need to live. All of a sudden, the third day, he's really struggling. By the end of the third day, he's praying. All of a sudden, he sees this apple tree. And all of a sudden, he goes into the apple tree and he says, oh, Lord, thank you so much for this apple tree. He grabs one apple, takes a bite of it. Oh my God, thank you so, Lord. I'm able to say, thank you. That apple, the first apple was like the greatest apple he's ever eaten of his life. He eats the second apple. Oh, so tasty. Third apple. By the time he got to the eighth apple, because this story is called more so the eighth apple effect. And by the time he got to the eighth apple, he took a bite, barely chewed it, spit the rest out. Now, what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that before COVID started, most people, not everybody, but a big percentage of people treated life like the eighth apple. They treated relationships like the eighth apple. They treated conversations like the eighth apple, text messages, kitchen table appointments, recruiting appointments, family get-together. Everything they did, they basically treated it not with the respect like it was the first apple. They treated it like it was the eighth apple. But guess what? The eighth apple gave the same nutrition as the first apple, gave as much happiness and joy as the first apple, gave as much belief and hope that the first apple gave. Well, shouldn't you make every phone call like it's the first apple? Shouldn't you have every relationship like it's the first apple? Shouldn't you do everything like it's the first apple? And if you were to do everything like it's the first time you're going to do it, with the appreciation and love and nutrition that the first apple gave us, then guess what? You're going to have the best results possible. So some people, they let COVID tainted them. Now all of a sudden, now they're understanding what the first apple meant. Every conversation, every text message, everything you do this year, I want you to treat it like it's the first time you're going to eat that apple. How would you treat that person? How would you speak to that person? How would you do that appointment? Would you talk with your heart? That's most important. Our team had a better year than last year. We grew in recruiting. We grew in premium. We grew in securities, which is great. We got, we're working hard. We're doing our thing, but we're blessed to be here because a guy like me was an average guy that just was screaming inside my heart that I wanted to win. I wanted to do something special in my life. But most people were not going to judge me in the employment world. But in the business world, we're judged based on our efforts. And somebody saw something in me that a piece of paper didn't say, gave me a shot, put a jersey on me, says, hey, kid, are you going to go out there and work hard and do something for your family? I was willing to do the work. I was willing to go out there. Did I have problems? Absolutely. Did I have frustrations? I had more frustration than a lot of people. I failed my exam. I ended up passing it on the 14th time. I wrote my exam so many times that my dad used to ask me, are you writing your exam one time today or two? Like, it was unbelievable, but I kept at it. I kept believing. It took me 6 months to pass. But when I did pass, it only took me 6 months to become an RVP. So a lot of people say, Daniel, how long does it take to become an RVP? It's going to take to you as long as you want to take it. If you want to get it done in 90 days, you can get it done in 90 days. You want to get it done in 6 months, you can get it done in 6 months. Whatever timeline that you allot your goal, you know what you need to do. You just got to do the work and get it done. We opened up our first office, our 11th month license. I remember at 22 years old paying $2,354 a month rent. I remember $1,000 in my bank account. I remember 2 weeks the rent was coming out. I remember the frustration. I remember calling people 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. I remember those things. But those are the things that make you stronger. And so for me, I understood that, the toughness is what makes you a better leader. And this was a year that we learned many things. See, we learn from our successes, but we also learn a lot from our failures, don't we? Well, in 2020, I learned 5 things. Number 1, I learned that the world could change in a week. That's what I learned. 100%. I am 41 years old. If I shave my beard, I look 22, but that's why I keep it. But I promise you, the world could change on a dime. So are you willing to adapt? Are you willing to pivot? See, in golf, if I hit the ball straight on, it's going to go straight. But if I hit the ball like this, ready, watch my hand. If I just hit it like that, my club, the ball over a period of time is going to go in a very big, different direction. Little decisions. Are you willing to pivot? When the economy says pivot, when the world says pivot, when technology says pivot, when your family and friends says pivot, when people are saying, governments, politicians are saying pivot, are you willing to work with it instead of complaining? Are you willing to pivot and go make it happen? Understanding that the cards we asked for, we didn't get exactly the card that we wanted, but there's a reason for the season because there's a question. we're asked to pivot. And those that pivot with the economy, with the world, and use the tools that we have in place, because if the company could take 2,000 people and make them work at home just like this, we can do it too. So we know how to work with the world. We got to make it happen in 2021. We got to be all in, not just a little bit in. You got to be all in. Water boils at 100 degrees. You got to be all in. Number two, we are stronger than we know. There's a lot of people out there that has been affected. I understand this. And sometimes people say it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And sometimes we have to be sensitive to that as well. And we got to be that type of company that is literally known. Our reputation is known for literally saving people's lives. There's no company that's looking for the middle class like the way we look for people. And I think that's the most important thing. Using technology today is more important today than ever before. Right now, I'm in Mexico. My bus is taking off in 14 minutes. So right after this, I'm rushing off. We got to quarantine when we get back for 2 weeks. But you know what? The only reason why we came is because I was able to work while we were here. I was able to do appointments with my team. I was able to do Zooms with my team. I was able to talk to people. It was unbelievable. Technology made our company better. Do you think we're going to go back old school the way we were before? No way. The company is smarter than we know. They know using technology makes it easier, faster, more convenient. We could do more appointments on a daily basis. We can help more people today more than ever before. So really, the person joining today can make more money, become more successful today than ever before. You can only do that with a company that has a special hand on that. And that's our company. See, mentally wise, we got to be stronger, and we are stronger than we ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you, I implore you that 2021, you don't just make a lofty goal. You make your hopes and dreams into reality, but it takes action. That's what it takes. Number three, heroes not only, see, a lot of people think, what is a hero? A hero is not just a person with big offices and flashy titles. They walk all around us, and you got to be a searcher for heroes. See, we are in the people attracting business. You can attract people on social media. You can attract people still going out, weighing about the best ability that we're able to. We're able to do all these types of things, but we got to understand is that there's good people out there, and you got to keep your eyes and ears open for that opportunity. I'm going to tell you, that single mother that has 2-3 kids at home wasn't able to go out and do appointments at 7 o'clock at night as much as other people think they can. They need to be home with their kids a lot of time. Guess what? That person could be more successful joining our business today by using the technology on hand. More people could join our business today than ever before. More people could be more successful than ever before. There are heroes that was looking for a reason to make our company the answer to their prayers. We are the answer to many people's problems, their issues, their thoughts, problems that they have in their life. We are the answer to that. So there's heroes walking all around us. Are you willing to be a servant leader? That's the one thing, Coach David Landrum always used to say when I joined the business back in the day is all about being a servant leader. Being that person that serves, helps, encourages. That's the person that we're looking for. Number 4, tough times always give way to better days. Patience is a beautiful virtue, isn't it? See, we got to understand is that, yes, we have tough times, but really, how bad could it be? It could be worse. We could be living in a third world country, living under a hut, looking for food tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the answer to many people's prayers. When most people are closing down their business, you teach them how to open up a new business without the overhead, without the risks, without the costs. We are the answer to everybody's issue in how am I going to support my family? How am I going to protect my family? How am I going to become financially more successful? How am I going to build a legacy for my family? You are the answer to people's prayers based on the tough times that are happening today. You are the answer. And number 5, critics and naysayers bark louder when you do better work. Isn't it amazing? I've never seen a statue erected of a critic. Have you? Have you ever seen that? I've never seen that in my life. See, the reality is that when people are going to say bad things about our company, I don't see that as much anymore. I really don't. A lot of people say, Premier, we have one of the best reputations in the industry today. Our reputation today is better than ever before. I've been in this business for 20 years, and today it's better than ever before. I'm telling you, I'm in Mexico for the last 2 weeks talking to people from the States, from Canada. Hey, Premier, oh my God, I heard of that company. Yeah, you guys are really big where I'm at. Blah, blah, blah. I got cards from people and numbers from all different parts. Not one negative view. I met somebody from Montreal. He goes, oh, I never heard of it, but some people don't know about it. I got his name and number. He's having a hard time in the retail industry. He's excited about talking to me about when we come back so he can start a business where it doesn't take the overhead like retail. Do you understand the power that we have? Do you understand the business that we have in our hands? This business has changed my life, and it doesn't take hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that. And I think that's most important. So that's why I'm excited. So let people bark. If they want to bark, let them bark. But if they're going to bark, let's give them something to bark about. That's what I'm talking about. We got to give them something so they can bark. Because the only people that are disliking us is our competition, if anything. But the people that are loving us in record numbers, which is our consumers, our teammates, the investors of our company. Those are the people that love us because what we stand for is moral and right. What we do is good for people. And this opportunity is a gift that you should not be selfish and keep it to yourself. This is a gift that you should give it to other people so you can help other people change their life. Because that's the beautiful thing about life, is that you can help people, you can be a servant leader, and you could do something great with your life. I'm going to tell you something. This company has changed my life. And I got my book in Mexico, Run for the Ruby, and this is what I'm excited about. It's not about making $1 million. It's not about making $1 million. Because there's people who make $1 million that are broke because they don't know how to manage their money. It's about becoming financially independent. And by us running for the Ruby, how many people are we going to be able to empower and help on our team that they're going to have a better life because we ran for something? See, the fish only grows large in the fishbowl. See, for us to cause change, we got to think big. We got to think absolutely massive of what we want to accomplish. But all I know is this. I want to make $1 million a year, not to make the money, because I want to be a better person to achieve the $1 million and help empower other people, promote regional vice presidents. Our goal is to promote 10 regional vice presidents this year. It's a big, daunting goal for us, but guess what? We're going to speak it into existence. We're going to think strongly. We're going to work really hard in the right areas, but most importantly, we're going to believe that it's possible. And a lot of people, they set goals, but they don't believe it's possible. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I want to let you know that if a kid like me that grew up in a modest, upbringing, nothing special, no, incredible schooling background, but the company gave me a shot because of my heart. They didn't look at my race, my religion, how short, how tall. They looked into my heart. They looked into my work ethic. And there's good people that are watching right now today that are saying, what about me? I'm talking to you. You can do this, but you got to put your mind and your heart in the game. You got to have a game plan to get after it. You got to stop thinking about what will not happen, and you got to start thinking about what will happen, but take action on it. This company is here to support us. This company is here to encourage us, but this company ain't going to do it for you. You got to go out there and do it. There's so much they can do for you. You got to do the rest. You got to let your goals and dreams be the indicator of your motivation on a daily basis. I'm going to tell you one last thing. I remember when John Addison said, he says, listen, if the Grim Reaper is going to get me, he better be running because I ain't sitting. And I remember him saying that because, if honestly, no offense, but if I were to die tomorrow, I'm telling you, I have a great days in my life. I've had a great life. Why? Because the companies taught me how to live my life. And they didn't tell me what to do. They empowered me to have the life that I desired. And you can have that same life but you got to have a plan in 2021. You got to go to work in 2021. You got to believe more than ever in 2021, and you got to get after it. I love you. I appreciate you. If there's anything that I can do to help you, reach out to me, because I'm willing to help you. I may not be the best out there, but I'm willing to help and do whatever I can to make this team grow. Let's go out there and produce $1 million earners out of this hierarchy in 2021. David and Jill, you are the greatest people that we've ever met. We appreciate your leadership, appreciate everything. And a lot of you guys are friends of mine, so I want to say thank you so much. And I wish you all an amazing day.
Wow. Wow, Daniel. Hey, man, it's not coming to me. Let's see, I don't know if everybody can hear me, but let's see. Hang on. Hello? Okay. Well, I don't know.
Thumbs up. Just keep talking.
Good job. So, hey, listen, guys, Daniel, man, that was so awesome, and just your message, and you know the thing about the being a servant leader. And I know about Mario Arizon was talking about you want to be right, or you want to be loved. And, you know, to me, I found that, and I think you're the perfect example of this. And to think about the team that you're building, definitely, I know is gonna go for the $1 million a ring. And so we're just so proud of you and Sandra, man. And y'all, and what's amazing is y'all are building a family business, and we're just so proud of y'all. So y'all be careful coming back home. And so anyway, so we're trying to get me back.
Everybody sees you with you.
Okay, so everybody can see me. He says
There you
with
go.
me.
There you go. Just click on yourself.
Yeah, hang on a second. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now I can see me, so that's good. But Daniel, hey, y'all be careful coming home, man. We appreciate you, love, and appreciate you guys. Hey, Bobby Peterman, I see you there. Can you?
Yeah, I'm here, David.
Okay, buddy. Hey, man, I appreciate you the time to talk to us today. And is he showing up now? Okay, so Bobby, hey, listen, hey guys, let me tell you, we are so fortunate to have Bobby Peterman in his position as over marketing for the company. I mean, just a team player. You know, I know Bobby, I mean, his schedule, and Bobby, I appreciate so much you taking the time to put this in today and speak to our team. But we just know that we appreciate you, and so proud to be in business with you. So anyway, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Let it go.
All right. Hey, David, thank you. And, you know, man, Daniel just lit it up, team. I tell you what, he said everything in that talk he just gave. But, you know, David and Jill, I just want to thank, you know, you and the entire Landrum hierarchy for having me speak this morning. First, I'd like to extend my thanks to each of you, each of you on this call, my teammates, and most importantly, I see a lot of my friends on this call. My gosh, I see so many names that I know, and so many great friends over the years. I've been at Primerica for 36 years now, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you that in this last year, in the year of 2020, I witnessed, David, the spirit of Primerica more in 2020 than ever in my history, in my 36-year history. Again, I know many of y'all been here more than 36 years, but in my 36-year history, I witnessed the spirit of Primerica more in 2020 than ever. Your leadership in the field, it continued to show, David, why we're the most special company anywhere. I realize, during 2020, most of us know someone, actually many folks on this call that I've talked to, that have been impacted by COVID or any of the other, historical events that took place across our country and across the nation and across Canada in 2020. And I'm in no way, would I ever in no way try to be insensitive to all the things that happen, some terrible things that happen all around us or even to us. But as we look and talk about the unbelievable things that are going on at Primerica, you have to realize, and Daniel kind of covered this, you have to realize that each time, team, that you do something for a recruit or a client or a teammate, you're helping them. You're helping them become better. You're helping them prepare. each time you help them invest money or write a sale on them, write a life sale, you're changing their future, team. You know that. That's what makes this thing so special. That's why I've stuck around for 36 years. The numbers for the company in 2020 were absolutely unbelievable. Truly spectacular, team. Almost every single number that you look at across the Primerica spectrum were records. Unbelievable. And it's only because of one thing. It's only because of you. It's all because of your hard work, your dedication, your focus. And remember, every time you win, somebody else wins. That's what makes Primerica great. Even as things throughout the year, continued, we thought they were clearing up a little bit, but they got cloudy there kind of in the fourth quarter. And even as businesses started to shut down again, Primerica continued to pick up momentum. And even as we saw COVID ramp back up in the fourth quarter, guess what? As it ramped back up, the Primerica team did also. And again, not trying to be insensitive, just telling you the facts. Our business was positioned perfectly for this. Our business over the years positioned itself perfectly for what happened in 2020. And as we go into 2021, it's even more important, team, that we continue to show that resiliency, continue to show what Primerica is made about. Daniel alluded to this. The COVID quarantines are going to be, they're going to come and go. They are. It's going to be over, and it'll be a memory before long. What's your business going to look like? Those new people on the call, what are you going to do to make 2020 never happen again to you? If you didn't have a good year, what are you going to do to make 2020 never happen again to you? This morning, I've only got a few slides, David. I'm just going to pull them up right now on the screen and go through them real quick with the team. But as we go through this, I love that. Start strong in 2021. The way that I think we can start strong, David, right now, whether you've been around 36 years or 40 or 44, right now we have the $49 IBA on the table. You need to take advantage of that. Last year we had that out there many times, but this year it's going to be fewer and far between. So right now you need to take advantage of the $49 IBA licensing fee. Make sure you understand that $49 or when we have it at $99, that's a licensing fee. When somebody gives you that across Zoom or across the KT, you owe them a license. Have you ever thought about that? When somebody, pays you for something, you owe them something. We as a company owe them a license, and we have every single thing in place to make sure they get it. Please use all our monthly incentives to your advantage. We spend millions and millions of dollars each year on those monthly incentives. And the only reason they're not out there to make us look good, they're not out there to do anything other than to help you drive your business. So please use all those monthly incentives to your advantage. If you ever have any question about them, please call and we'll clarify those. But I'm telling you, team, everybody I talk to that leverages those monthly incentives actually grows their business. Glenn came out with these last year, and it's the four fundamentals. And you see the tip of the spear is recruiting. Everything begins with recruiting. If David and I were going to go start a business tomorrow, okay, guess what? The first thing we would do is go try to find some people to help us. We'd need teammates. We'd need people that would actually be on our team to help us move that business. That's no different in Primerica. If you're going to start a business, you got to have teammates. You got to have people to help you. Don't ever think that recruiting is bad. It's not. You got to have teammates in any business to start it out. So recruit, field train, license, and promote. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the field train bonus because that is something, team, that we rolled out that has had phenomenal success. Everybody that we see that plugs into the field training bonuses, the field training bonus, and uses it grows their business. Every single person. So make sure that you're using the field training bonus. And I tell you, licenses count. every time you get somebody licensed, that helps your team. We've seen that 30 to, an average of 30 licenses on your team. If you're an RVP, that's $100,000 business. So if you get 30 licenses on your team with average volumes, that's $100,000 business. And we've also seen with the field training bonus promotions, we've seen that if people use the field training bonus, promotions at the district level grow substantially. And that's very, very important. That district level promotion, we've seen more individuals that grow their district level promotions actually are growing their business. So remember, 4 fundamentals. That's the blocking and tackling at Primerica: recruit, field train, license, and promote. Here's the Landrum hierarchy. Look at these numbers, team. Look at these numbers. Over 6,000 people have participated in the field train bonus just in the Landrum hierarchy. Those 6,000 people led to 6,300 recruits. Over $7.6 million in premium that was generated through the field training bonus, through those people that used the field training bonus and actually went out and did field training observations. Over 300,000 in bonuses paid to the Landrum hierarchy. Think how that drove your business, team. Think how you using the field training bonus, $300,000 that went into the pockets of individuals that got recruited, went out and got trained, and then went and got their license. That's what it's all about. Man, y'all did a great job. I actually looked at the numbers, David, and compared compared the Landrum hierarchy to some of the other marvelous hierarchies like the Landrum hierarchy out there, and y'all are right there up at the top. Y'all are right there up there at the top. Still room to grow, but man, y'all are doing a great job. And y'all are doing it fast, 13 days, the largest over $4,000. Think about that. A brand new person coming on, getting their license and getting a $4,000 check. That would have been unheard of 15 years ago. But today you can make it happen. The average bonus is over $400. So team, again, don't lose sight of how important that field training bonus is in your business. This pisses me off, David. I'm just going to tell you, sometimes we've been number one, but in 2019, I can't wait to see 2020, but in 2019, we were number 2 in Mississippi. And I know there's people all over the states and all over Canada on this call, but I wanted to focus on Mississippi this morning. I want this team more than ever to just spike the ball in Mississippi. I don't want to be number 2. I don't want to be number 3. I don't want to be number 4. I want to be number 1 with a gold star and a rocket. Okay. I want to spike the ball in Mississippi. Maybe there's some great people at Southern Farm Bureau. Maybe there are, but I don't want to, nothing personal, but I want to spike the ball in Mississippi, David and Jill. And I saw Mike on this call. Mike, that goes to you too, buddy. There's no reason with the team that we have in Mississippi that we can't be in the $3 billion range, maybe even the $4 billion range. So we need to do everything we can do to grow this number. And as soon as I get 2020, I'll throw it out there for this team to see. I'm sure we were close, if not number 1. But again, number 1 is great, but I want to spike the ball, team. I really do. Hey, the next thing I want this team to do is do this. Glenn talked about delivering record success in 2021. What if the headline read, Mississippi reigns in North America? And again, I know there are people all over the states, but what if we produce $2 million teams in 2021 in Mississippi? What if we produce 2 teams? That would be terrific. And what actually I know we can do. I know we can do this. You heard some of the speakers last night on the senior leadership call. If you were fortunate enough to be on that, talk about how you can grow that income. Willie talked about it. Willie Naranjo. Willie talked about there's no reason if you're at $1 million today why you can't be at $2 million by the end of this year. And I know these 2 teams on my screen right now, can do it. David and Jill and Mike and Amy, I know you can do this. And please, please don't think that that is just them, because look at this, team. Look at this. In 2020, the Landrum Hierarchies team cash without the leaders, all right, without the leaders, was up $3.6 million. In 2020, the Landrum's team cash was up $3.6 million. Almost the team cash, again, that's the team cash without leaders, almost 3.6, almost $30 million of team cash paid out. Think about this. Think about if the hierarchy actually had $2 million earners, what that team cash would be. You know, we've studied the numbers, and every time somebody goes on the next $1 million run, whether it's 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, the team cash goes up 51% for that period. Think about that. As I said at the onset, every time we do something, we help others. When others win, when you win at Primerica, others win at Primerica. Never forget that. And we've got things on the table in 2021 that are unbelievable. You can go and we'll have it out on POL this week as the senior leadership meeting decks. You need to go look at those. All the great things. You know, I didn't have time to go through them this morning, but all the great things that we have out there. We have the Rep Marketing Center. If you hadn't heard of that, you need to plug into it. We're coming out with My Primerica. We're coming out with, you know, mortgages across the nation. Guys, it's never been better in my 36 years here at Primerica. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started with something that's going to revolutionize not only the industry, but all of your lives. You know, David and the team, and Mike and the team, they were in a great place when they began. But today, no matter where you're at, no matter if you've been around, I saw Gary Baxter on this call, no matter if you've been around like since the earth cooled like Gary Baxter, okay, and me, you can start today to do something different. You know, you can start today to make changes that in a year or 2 years, you'll be so far removed from where you are today that you won't even believe that you were even there. Man, I've seen things happen in the last year that I never would have thought seen. And actually talking to Glenn every single day like I do, you know, Glenn and I said, you know, that our visions weren't big enough. We underestimated what this team could do. And we saw it happen in 2020. And I'm telling you, team, man, we've got so many great things on the table for 2021. You just need to plug in. Primerica is the ultimate plug and play. You just have to plug in and follow the drill. You just have to plug in and follow the playbook. You just have to plug in and run the play. I'm telling you, Mike, David, it's our year. 2021 is our year. Love you guys very much. You know, thank you again for having me. Hopefully that was helpful. If you need anything, David, Mike, the team, I'm always here. Most of y'all have my cell number. Please reach out. Thank you very much, David.
Wow, man, golly. Hey, Bobby, wow, what a great message. And hey, man, we just love and appreciate you and just everybody. Think about it, guys. I mean, we're together. We're building a company. You think about the field and then the home office team and all of us working together the way that we have over all these years since the founding of our company. It's been a team and all out there serving the clients and doing what's right for the consumer. And wow, man, just feel so blessed to be where we are as a team, as a hierarchy. But you know, and the past is great. But like Bobby said, man, hey, I mean, I feel like the foundation's in. We're getting ready to take it to a whole different level. So, hey, little brother Mike, you on?
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yeah, brother, can y'all see? Yeah, hey, Mike. Yeah, hey, man, listen, Mike, I appreciate you and Amy, and I appreciate you sharing today. Again, your meeting last week on January 2nd, you and Glenn did a great job, and we appreciate that, and the message. I love your message of this is game one of a 12-game season, January, and just looking at it, and of course what you have been doing and how you started over 2 years ago, making your run, and now seeing your business, your team where it is. Again, the 15th Diamond this week. And so anyway, I appreciate you sharing. I think you have a perspective what it takes to win like not many people do in Primerica. And so anyway, I'm sure it's because of all that great training you had. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, brother,
No doubt.
take it away.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Thanks, Jill. Hey, look, everybody, Perillo, great job. Peterman, great job. Just blessed to be here. Thankful. Wasn't looking for Primerica. Was just looking to find something to own my own business, and financial services was just not something I ever entertained. Terrible math student, never sold anything in my life. So it just was never in the thoughts. But it's funny how God have put something in your own backyard. You look everywhere else for it, and then you finally come back to your backyard and you find it, 8 years later, like I did with David and Primerica. And timing had to get right in my life. And when I found Amy and we wanted to start our life, we were looking for freedom and wanted to do something together. We enjoyed being together. So we said, we're going to do something together, and heck, we're going to work somewhere anyway. I know I don't want to coach. I don't want to use that degree. Saw those coaches' lives I had all my whole life, and I don't want to look like them. So heck, David and Jill making $250,000 over there in that financial company in Jackson. And he said he'll work with me. And man, what if we could just, we're going to work hard somewhere. What if we just laid it on the line, baby, 10 years, and maybe we could do half of what David and Jill are doing and make 125. And let's just see where we land. And boy, did we hit the jackpot. So Dave, Jill, best trainers in Primerica to us, man. Best people we could have ever had. David and Jill have helped us through every facet of our life. Been great, just great mentors, great leaders. Man, what a blessing to be in business with your brother, because you can be real honest with your brother and he can be real honest with you. And not that you can't with everybody, but that brother thing's a little different. And so you guys that got family members that you're trying to bring into business, stop talking to them about it, go show them, and build a business and get the law of attraction working that way versus what all you're saying. Hey, I want to start off just some general benefits of being 31 years in the business. Just some general thoughts from Mike Landrum to me. What I feel like some of the greatest benefits of being here 31 years has done. Came in at 28. Now I'm 59 years old. And the first thing I think of is just being in business for myself. The very thing I was looking to do, to go into business for myself, make six figures, have a great life, have a fun life, with freedom, being able to sell it one day or pass it down to my kids. That was just the American dream. I thought it was going to be, the water sports business. I thought it was going to be another type of business, but wow. Well, we blessed to find this one. And so you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. I've got a great mentor, and then I had others come into play that Dave and Jill put us in front of that, poured their life into us, still do. Had Bobby Buison, number one earner in the company, call me yesterday or day before and just lit my butt up. I mean, that old neon sign across everybody's chest, me included, that says "Make me feel special." Man, I could have covered a kickoff in the NFL after I got off the phone with Bobby Buison. yesterday, but he just a heartfelt thank you for going for it and getting through the 15th diamond, from Bobby. And, and I told Amy, I said, think about that now. That dude makes 5 million a year, 4 or 5 million a year. And, he's got thousands of people and he takes the time just to call me. Man, what kind of business does that, right? What people do that? Second thing, we're in the people business. And what I mean by that is this, it's family, it's your partnership, you and your spouse, you get involved with other partnerships and other, people, and then they truly become family. But then, you have all these incredible teammates that come in and just become a part of the core group. And, one of those is Sergeant Major Steve Campbell, and 22 years ago, I had some retirement 403B work in a school. And, one of my guys that was helping me there ran across Yvonne, and she said, "Hey, listen, my husband loves investing. He's been doing it a long time. And we just retired, moved home from Marine Corps, living out in the country, bought a farm. But look, he'd love to talk to y'all, but I'm just going to tell you, he's an old Marine now, and he's a redheaded Marine. He's pretty fiery." And so the old boy told me, and he said, "Man, Mike said he's real fiery." I said, "I like him like that." And I said, "When can we go?" So I called him, set the appointment, went out and saw him. And y'all, was 22 years ago. And I want to say they did $300-400 each a month in a Smith Barney fund in those days. And but I just sat back in the chair at the end and I said, "Sergeant Major, you ever thought about, maybe teaching other young couples like that Sergeant Major taught you 20 some odd years ago, and teaching them how to invest so they can be financially independent?" And he said, "Not really." And I said, "What if you could do it part-time? I show you, I get a license to do it part-time, no quotas, go at your own pace." He said, "You kidding me? Can I do that?" This is at the end of the appointment now. And I said, "Yeah." I invited him down to the office to an op meeting. He came, he and Yvonne came. And the very next day they came to follow up after the op meeting, or 2 days later. And I knew he was a keeper. And because when he came in, Yvonne, I heard the pot rattle, the coffee pot rattling back there. Campbell, his second day in the office, made a pot of coffee in a coffee pot because it wasn't any, and took ownership. The next time he came in, he took out the trash the third time. He just took ownership. Now get this, man. This brother here came in part-time. He and Yvonne never worked together in their life. They've moved 17 times in 27 years with the military. And so they wanted to just work together for the first time in their married life. And they did. They joined Primerica. And side by side, this couple went out. And man, I just can't tell you how these people took ownership in our business and let sorry about it. It's the first time I talked about it. And but took ownership in our business, helped us stay married, kept our kids, helped save my business when I got in gut check valley one time. See, man, where do you get that kind of people business outside this business? And making $100,000 a year, his third year, and we called him Dr. Passion. He'd scare you to death with his passion. He was so intense. But what a great man. See, man, that right there, 31 years later, that to me is the beauty of our business, is relationships. It's not just a business. And some people take that for granted, including me. But the last thing, the general observation is, I promise you I'm gonna clean up here, is we changed folks' lives. We changed Steve and Yvonne's life. They changed lives. all these other VPs, you know, all of us together are paid 115 million death claims, $700 million in investments under assets under management, and about 40, 50 people now making over 100 grand a year. The other observation, the last one is this, you know, being in Primerica, keeps me growing, keeps me relevant, and gives me energy because of the people. Let me give you some general keys for you now. Okay. Decide what you want. Okay. Write them down. Decide what you want. You got to understand, after you decide what you want, you got to commit to that, but understand it's going to come in layers. You're not going to probably do it the first decision on out. What I was taught by Dave is that your commitment comes in layers. Okay. It might be a week or 2 or 3 weeks later, you go, you know what? I'm not doing exactly what I need to do. I need to go on, level up, go on and go up a level and really go for it. Like I said, I was going to do it. And so you may have to do that a few times before your top speed. Okay. That's okay. That's the way it works. Commitment comes in layers, right? Third thing is this, you know, you're going to have those series of recommitments. All right. But the third thing is this, you got to be consistent. I didn't say perfect, just consistently getting a little better every day, and be honest with yourself. Okay. Be honest with yourself and be able to stop and say, you know, as a BS week last week, I got to have a really good week this week. Or that was a chicken crap week there or day yesterday. I've got to really get it going these next 2 days. You know, like that was my week this week. My week this week coming off the, you know, holidays was one of those, like I had so much hierarchy stuff, so much, you know, stuff just, you know, just outside the business. And it was like, I just kind of was like quicksand, but man, that was a BS week last week, right? For me, I'm gonna have a great week this week. And because I've got through some of that stuff. Now I gotta get back to what I'll talk to you about at the end here. And there's got to be there's got to be some type of conversation with your partnership, your business partner, married, you know, husband, wife, whatever it may be. You know, you got to have some kind of relationship there, conversation about what you want to see happen this year, and I'll be on the same page. But hey, let me give you the game plan. I think my battery's going to die, and I couldn't get on my computer. Password wouldn't work on it for some reason. But the game plan, okay? Let me give it to you real quick. 90-day spike. Okay, you want a 90-day spike. All right. This is what you need, a spike in your business. Okay. How do you put a spike in your business? All right. Listen, why do you want to put a spike in your business? There's not a more exciting, exhilarating, fun, pumped up business than this business when you have momentum, right? I mean, when you got momentum, this thing is amazing. When you don't, it is awful. Okay. It's terrible. It's bittersweet, right? I want to get it going, keep it going, right? But then you get it going and you get it going so well. And our compensation package is so unbelievable that what happens is we all pull back. We all coast. And then what happens is we stop doing the things that, you know, that got us where we are. And then all of a sudden we have a prune out, which all sales forces, you understand, any industry prune out, right? Have attrition. And so what happens is it prunes out, but you're still on vacation, right? And so then it goes down, then you're having to dig again, right? You got to learn just kind of keep the thing moving, right? And so, but there's times you got to put a spike in your business. How do you do that? Number one, okay, me, I have to recommit. I got to recommit. Like, you know, I did 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I had coasted for about 3.5 years. Okay. Had made a 5-year run prior to that, 6-year run, and business went boom. Daughter got married, all kind of things happened. So about 3.5, 4 years, I was kind of leading or managing, if you want to call it that, the hierarchy. But then, you know what, Amy and I got together and said, you know what, it's time to go back and make a run. And so, man, I got the team together December 8th of 17 down in the New Orleans Ritz-Carlton, right? And I got up, I had PowerPoint presentation. Man, I was casting the vision, man. We think to make a run. We think to do something special. It's about, you know, and man, all my teams go great. right? I left that meeting, did absolutely nothing. That was December 8th, right? But then in August, took me like 8 months to wake up, right? I went, what was that presentation I did December 8th? I was good. What have I done? Nothing. What the crap, right? And so I totally recommitted. Man, I threw my hat over the fist to Big Brother, threw my hat over the fist to the team, but it wasn't some celebration or some pretty thing. Man, I just started talking. I started competing with myself again. Base shop had gone down literally about 10,000 a month. Missing that builder's bonus every quarter, by the way, which is about 9 to 10,000 per month. So that'll motivate you. And so I was like, you know what? I'm fixing to make a run on this deal. So I committed. And let me tell you the key to making a 90-day spike in your business. You got to go for 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks are critical, right? You got to have a personal activity blitz for 2 weeks, right? What does that mean? You either need to be the financial advisor that your brand of ball is, or you need to be training financial advisors if that's your brand of ball. So either way, personal or you're building a team, right? But you've got to take your brand of ball and be willing to go out there and bust your chops, be the most busy person that you know in anybody in your neighborhood for the next 2 weeks. This is what happens when you move towards something like that. A body in motion will stay in motion. A body at rest stays at rest, right? So go be the best financial advisor in your community, or go train all the best financial advisors in your community, or a blend of. Some of y'all are trying so hard to recruit. I'm not saying don't recruit. I've always recruited, right? I'll give you my game plan in a minute. But look, some of y'all trying so hard to recruit people, you're missing all these clients around you. Think about this. What if you went out and wrote $100 a month pack, pre-authorized check, a draft on somebody's kid's college fund? And so now, a year later, that fund did 37%. Or like my daughter's Roth IRA did 27% last year, right? My Arabella, 19-year-old, who's putting $150 a month of her money in there, said, oh my gosh, Dad, look. Now, see, that's an advertisement. See, what if that's your client? You say, well, Primerica should advertise. No, you should advertise. You should use your license and advertise. That is your advertisement. But we're out there chasing the $1 million rollover. We're out there chasing, man, look, being busy. David always told me, slop it up, Mike. Don't get too pretty with it. Don't overthink it. Just slop it up, dude. Just slop it up. Your desk should look like overwhelmed. So, Dave, you would be proud. This desk in here is awful. Okay. So, but just slop it up, slop it up, slop it up, and good things happen. And you know what happens more than good things happening on the board? I get pumped up. I get energy. I come home going, baby, that gum, this is good. Man, it's better than it used to be out there. I mean, you just start, you get engaged, and you just start enjoying the business more, and you get more energized. And man, then I get that momentum going, and boom, I go for 2 weeks. And that first 2 weeks is not going to be the best 2 weeks on a personal activity blitz. But boy, that next 2 weeks, if I'll recommit and do it again 2 weeks again, and then 2 weeks again, and then 2 weeks again. Now get this, guys. Okay, last December, my base shop did 9,000 in premium. Team, I did over 5,000 of it last December. Personal. Last December, Mike Landrum, 31st year in the business, I wrote 5,200 in personal premium. Team did 9. Okay, people say, why are you working so hard? Because I know this. I know what a personal run looks like. I know how to do a 90-day spike, and it changes everything. So that's what I did. So I just kept doing it, right? I ain't gonna listen to anybody. Some of my guys like, why I don't want to work like that? Why is he working like that? Well, you know what? I'm gonna make 2, 3, 4 million a year. I mean, I don't know. It's just where we're going. Y'all stay there. I mean, I'm moving on, right? Why wouldn't I? Right? Why wouldn't you? Right? Go out there and use my license, right? And be a financial advisor that trains financial advisors, or you just be a financial advisor. We're going a 2-week run. But some of y'all are out there selling so hard, you're missing all those great people. Some of y'all make, I don't know how you can make so many sales. And and when you're walking out back to your car, you just kind of stop and look at the people and go, hey, wait a minute. Hey, by the way, look, I helped y'all, man. I'm gonna take care of y'all, man. Y'all in the right hands. I'm gonna help y'all get financially free and all that. Hey, just keep this in mind. While y'all are, kicking off the new year around your church and your family and all that, if y'all hear somebody looking for work that's got some work ethic, some credibility that you would potentially do business with, possibly in anything, would y'all please send me their name? How hard is that? Why? I mean, what the heck? Why? Some of y'all are selling so hard, you're missing. You don't have to recruit 10,000 people, but what if you had 2 great people in your branch? What if you had 10? That's what happens. What if you had 20? Well, I don't want to manage people. Well, you're managing a camp. You're managing your clientele. I mean, you're dealing with people. We're in the people business, right? And so I just want to encourage you there. Don't be so, man, go do business in your community. And as you do business, use your license. Don't be a secret agent. And as you do business, plant seeds and let the Lord sort them out. Second thing is this. Let's see here. I've already done the second thing, right? Third thing is this: enjoy the adventure of it. Okay, enjoy the adventure of the journey. Right? Stay the course. Don't pull back. Okay. Now listen. And look, it's real simple what Mike Landrum does. I always felt like if personally to make these blitzes, personal blitzes, what does that really mean? I'm gonna make this is how simple in my head it is. Make a list before you go to bed at night of 6 to 8 things you need to do the next morning. Not 60, 6 to 8. What's the 6 things? Can go to 8 of the things that I need to do the next morning to move my business. Okay. Now I'm not talking about check POL and all that. That's a given. I'm checking POL and the banking information, all my banking stuff, financial stuff. First thing I wake up with coffee, right? But what are those 6 to 8 things I'm going to do at 8 o'clock, 8:30, when I hit that phone with people, right? Who are those people I'm going to call to move my business? Because my goal, dear Nad, is to do 1 to 2 personal, credible recruits a month. And I'm going to do somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,500 up these days in training premium. And I know I'm going to find some rollovers along the way. That's just always been my brand of ball. Go out, add names to my list, call those people on my list, get 1 to 2 recruits a month, 2,500 a month in training premium. I'm gonna get about 150,000 a month plus in rollovers or investment business. That's exactly what happened. Now, guess what? That was 2.5 years ago that I went to work after casting a vision. 2.5 years later, in that 12 months, we rolled up 300,000 in income. And our team just exploded. Now, was that all because of my base shop? No, it was because of others doing the things with me in the base shop. But maybe some of them got a little wind in their sail by watching me do it, right? Maybe I trained a few more people that help kind of get some drafting in the sail, So if I was leaving this meeting today, this is what I would do. I would picture what I want my life to look like in the next 90 days. Okay. In the end of the year. Okay. What do you want Christmas to look like next year? Conversations between you and your core and your family. What do you want that conversation to look like, sound like? Okay. Because right now you're dictating it. Okay. And then I would say, okay, I'm going to start writing my list down every night. I'm going to commit to self-improvement. And then I'm going to go out there and get 1 to 2, credible recruits a month, do some training premium women, find the rollovers, be the best financial advisor in my community. I'm going to go out there and get some daggum advertisements going on this year. And then I'm going to just plant a seed with people, even if it's not comfortable for me, and just see what happens. Just say, if you know anybody looking for work now, part-time, full-time, let me know, Mr. John, right? Because I'm staffing up. I need some help, right? Just how easy is that, right? Plant some seeds out there. And then this is the deal. Follow up and be honest with yourself. Okay. Last thing I want you to do to make this spike work in 90 days. I want you to go and rep profile on business tracking on Primerica Online. Go to Primerica Online, go to business tracking and do rep profile. I said all that backwards. My wife says I said things backwards all the time, and I do. Okay. So go to rep profile. Okay. Look at your rep profile And I want you to look at what you did all last year: personal life, personal recruiting, and personal investments for some of you guys that are not huge investment guys yet. Now, all year, get those numbers: personal recruiting, personal life, personal investments. Now, I want you to come back and I want you to do those numbers. I want you to beat your 12-month numbers, personal numbers, by the end of March. Okay. You got 90 days. Okay. David's going to give you some huge recognition if you do this, right? Okay. I'm telling you, we used to do this all the time, and we absolutely exploded our Canadians. Remember, we would just, y'all did it with us back in the 90s. But that's when we started doing this. We'd take our 12-month numbers, go, heck, man, I only recruited 7 people last year, right? Shoot, yeah, I'm going to do that by March. Heck yeah, I only did 16,000 in premium last year. Shoot, man, I can go out there and do 5,000 a month and hit that, right? The first 3 months. When you start compressing time frames like that, it's explosive. It's a powder keg in your business. Okay. When you start squinching it in, is what Dave taught me. And we did it for years. Now, some of you high performers, you won't be able to do that. But this is what you better do. You better get you some help. You better get you a secretary. You better get somebody tracking your business. You look, you don't want to build this thing on sandy foundation, right? You need some help. Invest in your business, make some money, right? Get somebody to follow up your business. I'm a high performer. I've always been a high performer, 3rd year on in Primerica, right? But David will tell you, I've always paid for help. We've always had help in our office, and sometimes too much help. But I overdid it because I always felt like I just needed it to follow up with my business, properly. And it worked, right? So, hey, look, man, last but not least, man, just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. You're being molded. We're being molded, we're being molded by our creator. And what a great business to be in with this environment, with this mentorship, with this cause-oriented crusade we have, to help people, help families get free and help our families get free. But yet, we're in the people business where we have that real marketplace ministry and really affect people. I told Amy this morning again, I just hope at the end of my life that I have affected people like I know Sergeant Major affected my life. People like him, I hope that, people feel about me like I feel about him and what he did in his life, not only for our country, but then come in and just be unselfish here and just point to people. I've had so many people reach out to me going, Sergeant Major was a great teacher of mine. He was a mentor of mine, and guys that, he never made a penny on, are sending me messages, and it's just beautiful, just very emotional. But it just, again, reminds me, man, we're not here long. I mean, I can honestly tell you, Sergeant Major affected me and so many people, not only his family and the military guys, all those stories we don't know. But that 22 years here, what are people going to be saying about you and me? Man, I'm ready to no regrets. I'm ready to go to the next level. I'm ready to go do something special. Look, dude, we're taking a company public on the New York Stock Exchange. Who gets to do that? Us. We get to do that. Don't get to the point later in life when everything's done and you go, dang, I wish I would have went forward in that thing. Dang, I made the wrong choice there. Dang, I did. No, go for it. Go for it. Let's go. It's all about the appointment. Hey, man, David, I love you. I appreciate y'all. Anything I can do to help you, let me know.
Wow. Hey, Mike, man, that's so many great points. Let's see, Craig, are we pinned? Okay. So hopefully, hang on just one second, guys. Are they seeing me? We've had yeah, here we are. Okay, good. Hey, Mike, so many great points, and thinking about Sergeant Major and all those people, I still remember, just an incredible person. And it makes me think of a guy like Bill Lyles. Bobby mentioned Gary Baxter. And Bill Lyles, Jill and I moved to the Gulf Coast, and we started interviewed the Jim Hasses, and then all of a sudden Bill Lyles comes in, retired Social Security Administration, And it just made me feel so good. The first he came on full-time day one, moved his pipe rack. He smoked a pipe. And we had this little desk we gave him, and he moved his pipe rack in the office and became our first RVP and moved to Florida. I hired Gary Baxter and others. And, but you know, and it does. I mean, they become family. And, you know, you think about Jim Hass. You know, Jim Hass called me on New Year's Eve. And, you know, Jim, his team promoted 3 owners last year, right? Jonathan Navarro, Dominic Ficuro, and Lloyd Hecker. Now Jim's got to take them all to Europe, okay? And so we may go with them. But anyway, but the thing about produced 3 owners, but I thought what was awesome is Jim said, now here's, you got old people like a Gary Baxter, who's, you know, Bill Lyles promoted, and Gary's still dreaming and planning on growth. Then you got Jim Hass. He called to tell me his goals. He's going to produce 2 more first generation RVPs this year. He's already got them named out, right? Who they're going to be. He got 500K last year. This year he's going to 650K. And he's recruiting 24, two direct recruits a month every month this year, 24 new direct recruits. And I got off the phone, I said, man, you know what? I mean, a lot of companies, they'd be putting us out to pasture. But man, what an asset, what a value that everybody has, the new people, but then the old timers to be able to mentor and coach the way that we can. So Mike, so many great points. I love what you talked about, the 6 to 8 things that you need to do every day that are going to move your business. You know, I read a quote the other day. I posted the article on GroupMe on momentum. You know, Mark Twain's quote said, if it's your job to eat a frog, okay, then eat him first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 of them, eat the biggest one first, right? But, you know, having those 6 to 8 things that you're going to do that you say, okay, look, these are the things that are going to move my business. What are the proactive things that are going to move my business? Get those 6 to 8 things done as early as you can in the day, and do that every day. Or even if you do it 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and then reward yourself and then punish yourself if you didn't do it. But anyway, I'm going to let Jill turn it over to Jill. Jill's got a message, and so
I hope I do. Let's hope I have a message. I just wanted to kick off, and well, before I even say anything, I was going to talk about what a great job all the speakers did. Daniel always just encapsulates everything so well, and you know, I love what he said about, you know, being all in and that we're stronger than we know, but put your mind and heart in the game. That's so good. Bobby Peterman, always great. Fun seeing our numbers. I mean, I've known they're good, but those are some numbers I haven't seen. It's really exciting. Mike Landrum talking about relationships. Man, talking about Steve and Yvonne and about, you know, getting molded here. But I like this theme about start strong, you know, and I've thought a lot about 2021. You know, we had our oldest granddaughter had a sleepover at our house last night. I need a Red Bull or something. I'm hitting on one cylinder, but I'm going to try to really focus because I stayed up way later than I should have and got up way earlier than I normally would. And it was fun, though. It was awesome. They glamped in the media room. I wanted to revisit Dan's message from a couple of weeks ago. You know, it really challenged me, and I thought about it a lot, but I finally sat down and really like noodled on it like I was supposed to and wrote things and thoughts about it. What I heard him say basically is if you don't change directions, you know, you may end up where you might end up where you're headed, which sounds kind of like an understatement, but he said things like the safest way to get what you want is to deserve what you want. That's serious food for thought, kind of like the parable of the talents. You know, he talked about self-reflection is what brings change. Self-reflection. So I'm a woman, right? I look in the mirror a lot, put on makeup, right? I've got a makeup mirror that magnifies everything 10 times. I don't recommend it actually. and it's got a bulb in it that would probably power a greenhouse, you know. But man, I look in that sometimes real honestly, and I don't necessarily like what I see. So questions to think about that I wanted to kind of help you project on a little bit, hopefully, is looking back, you know, where was I successful? As we go into this year, look back, where was I successful? You know, and I know the senior leadership meeting, I was listening to Glenn, and he said, you know, we have turned adversity into our advantage. Not necessarily in a bad way, but we turned adversity into our advantage. I mean, you guys, y'all rocked it. Even Jim right, has managed to master virtual appointments. You know, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know, a question like, where do I need improvement? Those are things that I spend a lot of time thinking about, that you need to spend time thinking about. Where do I need improvement? I don't know about you, my list is long but distinguished, right? I'm a procrastinator, and I've always been a procrastinator. I'm bad about putting things on the back burner, important things. It's kind of my natural default. I naturally default to doing what I want to do. And I married Dave, and he had this, their family had this philosophy of do the worst first, about eating the frog, right? His dad would get up on Saturday morning. Saturday morning when we were kids, it was the only day there were cartoons on. I mean, now you can watch cartoons 24/7, right? Anything you want to watch on demand. But, or the main screen still
The
on
main
mine.
screen is still on mine.
Okay.
Okay.
We need,
Well, hang on just a second, guys.
seems like this happens every time I start talking.
Hang on.
Oh,
Okay,
we're
well,
good? Okay.
Maybe go. Yeah.
Well, you can hear me. I don't have any slides anyway, so it'll be okay. But so he started talking about this worst first, and how his dad on Saturday morning got this legal pad and said, "What's the thing you guys dread the most?" It's like quantum physics to me, just hearing him talk about that. You know, I'm a worrier. I know a lot of us are 2020 has given all of us worriers lots to worry about, right? I've read the other day that possibly the most destructive habit you can have is worrying. We got to figure out how to break it. My mouth. I don't know about you, but mine keeps me in trouble. I got this book, 30 Days to Tame Your Tongue. I've read it, and I still having trouble with it. Apparently, you have to do it every month for I don't know how long. Just keep going, right? But you think about, you know, having the goal of speaking with integrity, saying only what you mean. You know, I can't tell you how many times Rose says, don't speak that over yourself. And if what you say about yourself matters, don't gossip. And if you've got a team, you're building a team, an organization, most dangerous thing you can do is gossip, and it's so easy to slip into. Don't complain, don't judge, don't boast, be prideful. You know, our job is to spread good news, like you've seen today and heard today. I think about Jacqueline Hass. Jacqueline has this amazing ability to see the good in people, and she tells them. She'll tell you. And I've been the very happy recipient of this many times. And I was telling David, you know, it only takes her a minute, but it lasts a lifetime, the effects of that. You know, the Proverbs 31 woman, it says she opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her lips. I've always loved that scripture. I've given a lot of thought to question number 3, and I've just got 2 more after this. Is, you know, what did I fail to do? Looking back, what's missing? What's holding me back? And I was telling David this yesterday. I've thought about this a lot. One of the things I think holds me back the most is I just don't like the spotlight. If you ever see me at convention or in a big meeting and I have to be up on stage, I try to disappear. I'm not one of these people that runs for the camera and, you know, we're number one and go. If I could just like disappear, if I like could not go, I just do not like the spotlight. But you know, the thing I've had to really come to terms with is I feel called to do this. What I'm doing right now, this is not what I like to do. This is not what I look forward. Man, I can't wait to get on Zoom and say something stupid to everybody, right? Because it's kind of how I process, how I see it playing out. But I told Dave, you know, we don't have to do this. He told Tommy the other day, Tommy and I were laughing about it. He told Tommy, he said, I could go right now, pitch a tent in the woods, run around screaming, acting like a crazy person, and I still wouldn't ever draft my account. You know, we don't have to do this. But you know, the beautiful thing is, the great thing is I choose to. I choose purpose over comfort. And I think that's what you have to do really in building a business here. You know, there's wisdom, there's great wisdom and great reward in attacking things that are hard for you. There's great wisdom and great reward in it. You know, partnership, working as a partnership can be hard. Amen. Or me, right? Divorce is hard. Choose your hard. Being out of shape's hard. It's not fun to be out of shape. Being fit's hard, but you get to choose your hard. Being broke's hard, right? Building wealth is hard, but you get to choose your hard. Working a job's hard. Man, a long time ago, I had a job I absolutely hated, and I'm thankful for it because there's nothing worth that. Building a business is hard, but you get to choose your hard. You know, life is never going to be easy. It's going to be hard, but you get to choose your hard. I want to live more on purpose. David got up one morning this week and he said, Jill, he just read this verse. He's read it before, but he said, mark out a straight path for your feet. Man, how important is it at the beginning of the year to mark out a straight path for your feet? For me, I mean, it just means, I'm just telling you, when I'm where I need to be with God and my priorities are right, things are better for me. When I walk in truth, light, forgiveness, love, obedience, things are just better. You know, I have a sense of favor, of that wind at my back, of strength, wisdom, when I live on purpose like that. In marriage and partnership, when I make that a priority, you know, it is so important. We had a birthday dinner. Matter of fact, they roasted me sort of. My 10-year-old granddaughter that had the party last night, she told me, she said, honey, I got you the funniest card. And it says, archaeologists just unearthed an amazing ancient artifact. And when you open it up, it says, they found your birth certificate. She thought that was really funny. So they roasted me like crazy. Then we all sat in the dining room, you had the china out, had this big dinner. David cooked everything. And at the end of the dinner, I know this makes my son-in-law and daughter-in-law probably a nervous wreck, but everybody went around and just talked about what they appreciated and what they loved about me. It was just the most amazing experience, you know, because we've got these 3 little granddaughters there now. And then everybody it was just really special. I thought, man, that's what I want for our team. That's what I want. I don't want to just build a great business. I want your legacy to be so much bigger. And Mike hit on that too, but so much bigger than building a business. And I want you to finish strong and leave that legacy for your family, for your kids, and in your marriage. You know, we sat at the fire pit this week. We sat down. It was just this beautiful afternoon. It was cold. And we got this great fire pit. And we sat down I guess it was about 4 o'clock. And David said, I've looked forward to doing this with you all day. And I thought, wow, you know, in my mind, I hear Barry Manilow singing, looks like we made it, right? That's kind of what plays in my mind. But wow, what a great feeling. And that's what I want this team's legacy to be. Question number 4 is, what mentors do you need to learn from? I had the great privilege of working out with Stephanie Lindsay this week. She nearly killed me. She's giving me this workout plan, right? And I'm like, what in the heck is a frog pump? She gave me these exercises to do, but she tweaked some things on. I could live on a treadmill. And she changed. She said she gave me incline at a lower speed. And it's made an unbelievable difference, I can tell already. And I thought, man, just tweaking what you're doing sometimes, our business is the same way. It is no different. And we're in a business that encourages cross-pollination. I mean, we do absolutely compete with each other. But do you have any idea what we can all learn from each other? I think we need to do a better job of that this year. You know, Zoom has actually given us a way to just take that to exponential possibilities. And great teams, and one thing about great teams, you study great teams, they draft off each other. They draft off each other. They draft off each other's momentum, off their skills, and all of those things that you learn. And the last question was, what lies, what fears do you need to fortify against? You might be like that person. I heard this person said they were only scared of 3 kinds of snakes: little snakes, big snakes, and sticks that look like snakes, which I thought was kind of funny. And I think a lot of us are that way about our fears, but you know, fear's a biggie because it's your invisible enemy. And I do know for a fact that if you give into it, it will paralyze you. And your world will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And the way to fortify against whatever fear fills in your blank really is to face them, to acknowledge them, and to push on them, even if it's just a teaspoon at a time, to push on that fear. You know, I am so excited about what we did in 2021. I'm so proud of this team and what we did. And I don't know what in 2020, and I don't know what 2021 holds. But I know that we've got a great team, we've got great resources, we've got each other. We're in the right place, right time. You know, we've worked hard, we're skilled, we're ready. And I'm just really proud of you. And I want us to go out and win 12 games this year. And it's going to be exciting. And I'm happy to be part of it, proud to be on the team.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
this is Tommy Roots.
Wow. So that's great. And hey, we're about out of time. You know, I
Got
made
1
up there
minute,
was
Dave.
things. I've got 1 minute, but you know, I just like there's so many things to talk about learning from each other. I was talking to Harold Rawls this week, and Harold was saying that you know what he's doing with the video. By the way, I think they're going to be introducing the 18-minute video this week that we can send to people. And then I think February, the Building Your Financial House, which is strictly a potential client video, is coming out. But how Harold uses the video, and he just doesn't send it out, but he says, "Hey, Jill, you know, I got something I'd like you to see. I'd like to get you a link to a video. What time this week could you do it? Friday at 2 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna call you at 1:55, and I'll prepare the link, get the link to you at 1:55. And all I need is about less than 30 minutes. Video is 18 minutes long. You just watch it. And then, so I called Jill, give her the link. Then I say, okay, look, it's going to ask you a couple of questions, and I'm going to call you back as soon as it's over in 25 minutes. It's 18 minutes long. I'll call you in 25, 30, whatever. I just want to see what you think about it. And then so I call her back. So, but he's using it to set definite appointments. And the thing that hit me was that he's been doing it 5 to 6 times a week. And he said, you know, you 100% I will do it because it's a set appointment, right? And then, you know, you're on the phone with them 3 minutes, then you call them 30 minutes later and you see what they thought about it. Hey, what'd you think about it? What'd you like best about it? And if they want to be a client, great. If they want to come to work, great, right? But I'm thinking, and he's been doing that 5 to 6 times a week, right? And then he's been doing 5 personal recruits a month and 10,000 a month in premium, doing that 5 to 6 times a week. And I said, Harold, man, now he's getting ready to go to 10 times a week. And what's going to happen to his business? But anyway, so a lot of things happening there. There's so many things, guys, that we're fine tuning, and we appreciate all of you. Man, again, thank you to all those who shared and the comments, and just proud to be in business with you. Excited about this year. Again, just watch it. What my prediction this year will dwarf 2020, because we're going to get better. We're going to get bigger. And so God bless you. I love you. Have a great weekend. If I can help you, let me know. Thanks. Bye-bye.